Hi, today we have Gilad Cohen, the director of North Korean Human Rights Film Festival, and he's going to talk about the film festival in general and also online campaign and the fundraising event that's coming on June 9th. So welcome to the studio.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, so tell us a little bit about the film festival and the mission statement of the film festival. How did it all begin?
Okay, so in 2007 to 2008, I was living in South Korea. And in 2008, June 2008, I was presented with an opportunity to go to North Korea. There was a short time period where they were letting people go from South Korea to North Korea directly through the DMZ. And I decided to go. To be honest, I didn't go because I knew anything about North Korean human rights. It's not that I was more curious about it. It's just that nobody really gets to go to North Korea. It was more of a way for me to brag to people that, hey, I got to go to North Korea. But when I was there, there were these things that I saw, nothing really obvious. Anyone who's familiar with the North Korean government knows that they're quite good at covering up the truth, or they're quite good at creating stories. So it's not that anything obvious jumped out at me. It's just that there was this weird kind of feeling there, like something felt strange. Like there were these big roads, but no cars driving on them. I was thinking, why are people here so much smaller or so much thinner than they are than in South Korea? Why is everyone here kind of dressed the same or kind of look the same? Why is everyone walking around with this pin on their shirt? Why does every North Korean, I don't even really have to ask them, but why do they keep saying how happy they are over and over and over again? And even the lunch they gave me, I'd have to say, looking back now, is probably the biggest lunch I've ever had. Like, why is all this happening? It was this weird feeling I had. Basically, like, what is going on here? Where am I? And so when I went back to South Korea, I decided to do more research, and what I found horrified me. I found that it's one of the worst places in the world for human rights abuses. There's a humanitarian crisis going on there. It's a totalitarian regime that has complete control over its people. There's millions of people starving to death and millions of people who have starved to death. And I thought, I need to tell the rest of the world about this. I need to find a way to let other people know. I might not have the power to change North Korea, but I definitely have the power to tell people about the situation there. So that's where the roots of the North Korean Human Rights Film Festival came from a need to tell other people and raise awareness of the situation there.
So what were the reactions from the community? Many people are aware of the current state of North Korea.
So far, and I'm not so surprised, I've got to campaign in South Korea on behalf of North Korean human rights as well as here in Toronto. And at first it shocked me how little people know. At first it really surprised me, but I've come to learn that a lot of people don't know. And a lot of people just really have no idea what's going on there. And so that's the point of the film festival, is to get people to know. So far the reaction has been great. A lot of people have been really surprised to learn what's going on there. But it's great in a way that they're becoming more aware of what's happening there, and by becoming aware that they're hopefully sharing the news with other people or telling other people about it.
So let's talk about the fundraising event that's coming on June 9th. So could you tell us about what the event is about?
Sure. So on June 9th, it's Saturday, June 9th at 9 p.m. We're having a kind of like a party, but it's also a fundraising event at Jangbang Bar, and it's on the corner of College and Bathurst. It's 430.5 College Street. And we're going to have live music, we're going to have raffles, giveaways, all kinds of prizes. And it's also a night for us to raise funds for our film festival. It's also an exciting night because that's going to be the first night that we're going to be announcing our film list.
Oh, okay.
So I can announce, or I could tell you two of them right now. One is called Winter Butterfly, and it's actually the North American premiere of this film. It was directed by a man named Kim Gyu-min.
Oh, okay.
And it was released in South Korea last year. He's actually a North Korean defector. The other movie is called Tiger Spirit, and it's directed by Min-suk Lee from right here in Toronto. So aside from announcing the other movies that evening, we're also going to be selling tickets. That's going to be the first night that we're selling tickets to our event, with one film for $5 or a day pass, which includes 3 films for $12.
What are you hoping to achieve via online campaign?
Right, so we just launched a online campaign on startsomegood.com, and the purpose is to raise funds for our film festival. Our whole group at North Korean Human Rights Film Festival is made up of volunteers who are really passionate about and dedicated about North Korean human rights and spreading awareness of the situation there. But because we are volunteers and because we have limited funding, and especially right now in our first year running, we depend heavily on the contribution of other people who might be interested in North Korean human rights, or just anyone really in general who's willing to donate. So for those who are interested in donating, they can go to startsomegood.com and search North Korean human rights, or check us out on our website at NKHRFF. NKHRFF.com. So our film festival launches on July 6th at, we're still confirming the time, it's either 6 or 7 p.m. All the films are either documentaries or they have, they're actual films with actors or actresses. And in any case, these films are created to basically raise awareness of the situation in North Korea.
And you had a free screening in May, or was it in April?
April 19th.
Yeah, I heard it was a great turnout. So could you tell us more about the...
Yeah, of course. So I was actually really surprised. We weren't sure how many people would come that evening. We thought, I don't know, maybe 60, 70 people would come. We weren't really sure. It was our first ever event. We don't really have a name established here in Toronto. But by the time the evening started and I had to go up and talk, there were 200 people there. There was no space to sit. I was completely shocked. What it showed me was that people in Toronto are really interested in learning about North Korean human rights and are really interested in knowing more about the situation there. It was such an honor for me and for my team to have 200 people there, and we hope that we can carry this momentum on to our fundraising event here, as well as our film festival, July 6th to 8th.
So yeah, thank you very much for coming, and make sure you come to North Korean Human Rights Film Festival that's coming in July, right?
July 6th to 8th.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Thanks.